Hello, welcome to my channel. In this video, I will show you how to crochet a retro photo frame decorated with hearts. The frame is made using the Filet crochet technique. The size of the crocheted frame is about 9 inches by 7 inches, and the size of the opening is about 5 by 4 inches. First, a few words about the filet crochet technique for those who are unfamiliar with it. It's actually pretty simple. Filet crochet is formed when we use two kinds of blocks, a solid block and an open block. Sometimes they are also called mesh, solid mesh and open mesh. Those solid blocks can be formed by different number of stitches and different kinds of stitches, but in this particular project I am going to use the block that consists of 4 double crochets. When two or more solid blocks are adjacent to each other, they form a common wall. That's why the two solid blocks that we see here do not consist of 8 double crochets, but of 7. This is their common wall. The same way, 3 solid blocks here consist of only 10 double crochets. An open block is formed when we skip 2 double crochets and make chain 2 instead. This way, these blocks retain their walls, which in turn become walls of the next block. As you can see, this technique is pretty simple and does not require much explanation, except for a few tricky parts, when we need to reduce or increase the number of blocks at the beginning or at the end of a row. That's why I won't show the whole process of crocheting. I'll just show the beginning, and then I will focus on those challenging moments, while the rest of the time you'll be able to just look at the frame and crochet using this as a pattern. I will be leaving it on the screen. I am going to crochet using cotton thread size 10 of natural color, and my hook is almost 2 millimeters. We'll start here at the lower part of the frame, which consists of 25 solid blocks. We'll multiply 25 by 3 because we remember those blocks have common walls. This is 75 chain stitches that we need to start our work with, but we'll also need to add chain 3 to form this last wall. That's why we'll start our work with chain 78. So I am beginning to make chain 78. We won't count this first stitch, and now chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. Continue until you have chain 78. I have made chain 78, and we'll now make a row of double crochet stitches. I'll skip 3 chain stitches. They will become the first double crochet of this row, and we'll make a double crochet in the 4th chain stitch from the hook. So now we have 2 double crochets, and I will continue making double crochets in each chain stitch. You can use 1 thread for this or 2, does not matter, but consistency is important. So I have made 5 double crochets. Now continue making them until you have 76 double crochets, including this first chain 3, which we counted as a double crochet. The second row is the row of open blocks, with the exception of the first and the last blocks, which are solid blocks. They form the sides of the frame. We'll start work on the right side with chain 3, which will replace the first double crochet, and then on the left side, in the next 3 double crochets, we'll make double crochets. 1, 2, 3. This is the first solid block. Now we are making an open block. Chain 2, skip 2 double crochets, make a double crochet. Chain 2, skip 2 double crochets, make a double crochet. Chain 2, skip 2 double crochets, make a double crochet. We have made 3 open blocks so far. Continue making open blocks until you get to the end of this row, and then make 4 double crochets in the last 4 double crochets of the previous row for the last solid block. The third row, as well as all the other rows, will start with a solid block, and then we'll make 3 open blocks, 1 solid block, open blocks, 1 solid, 3 open blocks, and a solid block. Every row will start with chain 3, and then 3 double crochets to make the first solid block. 1, 2, 3. Now we need to make 3 open blocks. So chain 2, a double crochet in the double crochet. Chain 2, a double crochet. Chain 2, a double crochet. And the next block should be a solid block. So in this chain 2 space, we are making 2 double crochets. 1, 2. And then a double crochet in the double crochet. And after that, continue making open blocks. Continue working on this row, making the frame symmetrical. This was row number 3. Now please pause the video and continue working on your own, making rows 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Row number 8 will end here, and then I'll show you how to make this part of the frame. This is what the finished 8 rows look like. And now we'll be working on just this side of the frame until we get to row 27. As you can see, each row will start and end with a solid block, but in 3 of the rows, we'll need to make 2 solid blocks. This is what I'm going to show how to do now. We'll start row number 9 with a solid block as usual. Chain 3, 3 double crochets, And now we need to make 5 open blocks. Chain 2, a double crochet, 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 chain 2, a double crochet. 5 open blocks. The next 2 blocks will be solid blocks. So first 2 double crochets in the next chain 2 space, and 4 double crochets more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 double crochets, 2 solid blocks. In the next row, we'll have only one of these blocks. So we'll turn back over, and with 3 slip stitches, we'll get to the 4th of these double crochets. 1 slip stitch, 2nd slip stitch, 3rd slip stitch. And now chain 3 and 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 5 open blocks again. And a solid block at the end. Now start another solid block for the next row. And in this row, we'll need to make 4 open blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 solid blocks. 1, 2 double crochets and chain 2 space, and 4 double crochets in 4 double crochets. And once again, we are making 3 slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 1 solid block here. And 4 open. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a solid block to finish this row. So now when you see how it is Done. Continue working, please. In the next row, make 3 open blocks and 2 solid blocks. On the other side, 3 slip stitches, 1 solid block, 3 open blocks, 1 solid block. And continue making a solid block, 3 open blocks, and 1 solid block for the next 8 rows. And then I'll show how to increase the number of double crochets. This is the part of the video that can be paused so that you could have the frame in front of your eyes and use it as guidance while you are working. In rows number 23, 25, and 27, we are going to add 1 solid block at the end of each row. We are going to do it using triple crochet stitches. So I have made all these rows with 3 open blocks, and I started the next row, which also has 3 open blocks, but this is where we'll need to make 2 solid blocks at the end. This is row 23. And this is how we are going to increase the number of solid blocks at the end. With triple crochets, thread over twice, insert the hook in the same place where you already made the last double crochet, and make this first triple crochet. Thread over twice again, but this time make the triple crochet in the lower part of the previous triple crochet. Using 2 threads, make that triple crochet. And one more time, thread over twice, and once again we are making it in the lower part of the previous triple crochet. And this is how we are adding double crochets at the end. As you can see, we now have 7. So in the next row, we'll need just 1 solid block. So after making chain 3, I'm making 3 double crochets. And we see how this part is taking shape. It will look better when at the end, after all the crocheting is done, you iron or starch it, but you already see it has shape. Now we need to make 4 open blocks. So chain 2, a double crochet, chain 2, a double crochet, chain 2, a double crochet, chain 2, and 4 double crochets. And now I'll show how to do it one more time. A solid block, once again 4 open blocks on this side. This is row 24, with 4 blocks. And now we need to make 2 solid blocks. So we are making the first one as usual. And now we are adding 3 double crochets using triple crochets. First in the same place that we already used to make the double crochet. The second one in the base, in the lower part of the previous triple. And the third one in the lower part of the previous triple again. Once again, we have 7 double crochets. Now, one solid block on the other side. Once again, it's taking shape as we are making this solid block. Now we need to make 5 open blocks. We are making row 26 now. And row 26 is ready. Now make one more row, please, row 27, where there will be 5 open blocks and 2 solid blocks. And after that, make chain 26 and cut off thread. And this side of the frame will be ready. Then I'll show how to continue. This is what the right side of the frame looks like when it's finished. Now we'll work on the left side of the frame, which is almost a mirror reflection of the right side, but reduction of number of blocks and adding blocks will be done a little differently here. We'll start with the 4th double crochet from the left of this group of double crochets. We'll join thread here and we'll start working on row number 9. So I have inserted the hook in the 4th double crochet from this side to start making row 9. And I'm making chain 3 first and then 3 double crochets, working in this end of thread. 2, 3. Now we need to make another solid block, so I'm making 2 double crochets in chain 2 space. And the double crochet in the double crochet. 2 solid blocks, 7 double crochets. Now we are making 5 open blocks. Chain 2, double crochet 5 times. And at the end, the solid block as usual, 4 double crochets. The next row, number 10, will start with a solid block as always. 5 open blocks again, but this time there will be only one solid block at the end. So we are making 4 double crochets, and this is it. To reduce the number of blocks, we simply skip the remaining 3 double crochets and we'll start the next row with a solid block, of course. This time we will need 2 solid blocks. So 2 double crochets in chain 2 space, a double crochet, and then 4 open blocks, a solid block, and so on. Continue making this row, and in the next row make 1 block less and continue working the same way we did on the right side, making a solid block, 3 open blocks, solid block, until you get to row 22. This is what crocheting looks like when 22 rows on the left side are finished. And now we need to add 1 block 3 times in every other row. So I am now at the end of row 22 on the left side of block, left side. And this is where I need to add 1 block. We'll start with chain 5, turn work over. We are beginning row 23. I will skip chain 3 and will make a double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. Chain 3 will become the first double crochet, and then I'll make another double crochet in the 5th chain from the hook. So we have made 3 extra double crochets, and now 4 more double crochets to have 2 solid blocks. Now we need to make 3 open blocks. And a solid block at the end, as usual. A solid block at the beginning of next row. Now we are making row number 24. Four open blocks this time. And just 1 solid block. And now we'll make another increase here. We'll add another solid block with chain 5 on this side. And we are now beginning row 25. So a double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook, a double crochet in the 5th chain from the hook, 4 double crochets, we have added another solid block. Continue making this row with 4 open blocks and then make rows 26 and 27. In row 27 you'll add another solid block and then I will show how to join both sides. Now 27 rows on each side are finished and we need to connect this chain 26 to the top of this double crochet. Actually it's chain 3, so to this 3rd chain on the left side using a slip stitch. I am inserting the hook in the 3rd chain stitch here and making a slip stitch, and that's it. We'll continue work using this thread which we used on the left side of the frame, and we'll start making row 28. In row 28, after the solid block, we'll make 6 open blocks, then a solid block over the solid block that we have here, 26 double crochet stitches, 1 stitch in each chain stitch, another solid block, 6 open blocks, and a solid block at the end. Well, this is the end of row 27, and we are beginning row 28 with a solid block as always. Then we'll need to make 6 open blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 more, 6, and 3 more double crochets to make a solid block here. And now start making double crochets in each chain stitch that we made. Make sure you do not skip any chain stitches, and make sure you always stay on the left side of this chain, that it does not turn over, and count the stitches. You need 26 in order to continue this pattern. So continue making double crochet stitches, please. And you will need to make 26 here, 4 on this side, 4 on this side, so there should be 34 double crochet stitches altogether, and then continue with 6 open blocks, a solid block, and after that continue making the remaining rows of the frame. There won't be anything new there. I'll just leave the frame on the screen so that you could follow the pattern. This is what the top of the frame looks like. When the crocheting part is done, the frame can be just ironed, preferably with steam, or it can be slightly starched if you wanted to hold its shape better. I put the crocheted frame in a store-bought ready-made wooden frame. The size of the wooden frame is 8 by 10 inches. The frame came with glass, but I decided not to use it, just left it as is. This is it for today. If you liked the video, please push the like button. And if you want to be informed of all the new developments on the channel, consider subscribing and pushing the notification bell. Thanks for watching this video. See you next time. Bye-bye.